can't be sure what will happen next, especially with the Democratic Party.
Tonight on Connecticut's news station, the president's political future in flux and calls for him to drop out of the race are growing louder. We're speaking to experts and other elected Democrats.
And we're timing out some showers and storms to start off the weekend, and then it's all about the heat. Your full forecast coming up.
A call over a stolen car turns into a wrestling match between police and a suspect. The department's releasing body cam video. We're taking a look at why some people on social media are upset over what they saw.
One of the biggest grocery store chains in New England is downsizing, and that means some communities will soon be without their stores. Which Stop and Shop locations are set to close and when?
Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, begins with a Weather Watch alert.
We begin tonight on a Weather Watch alert. Storms tomorrow could complicate your outdoor plans. Thanks for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We want to send things over to Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank. So, Rachel, how widespread are these storms?
Great question. And to be honest with you, it's still a low confidence forecast. The National Weather Service has issued a flood watch in effect for most of the state heading into the day tomorrow. But in my opinion, any heavy rain would be in narrow bands and outside of wherever that heaviest rain sets up. Yeah, we'll see a few showers or rumble of thunder, but it won't be as bad. So we did issue this weather watch alert, first of all, because if you do have outdoor plans, you might want to have a plan B in case you got to take the party inside. And while there is a chance for some isolated flooding, I think that would be the exception, and most of the state would not be under the gun for seeing flash flooding issues tomorrow. So we do have a couple showers here, mostly light in nature here in southeastern Connecticut, right around Mystic. I mean, this isn't ruining your Friday night at all. And if you do have any Friday evening plans, I say go right ahead. But we're watching all this moisture here coming up the East Coast. Most of it stays to the south of us, though. And I think we're just kind of on the northern fringe of things. Right now, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s, but mid 80s for Windsor Locks. Heading through the evening tonight, we'll see a rising chance for some of those showers, especially as we head towards and after midnight. And here's one of our computer models. Again, showing a few showers out there to start off the day tomorrow. There's that chance for a locally heavier band, but we might be able to dry things out and maybe even see a little bit of brightening as we head through the middle to late part of the afternoon. So we are crossing our fingers for some late day improvement on Saturday, and then we'll be watching the heat for Sunday. We'll explain your full forecast coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. And with another heat wave expected, the state is launching extreme hot weather protocol. Starting Sunday at noon, cooling centers will be open across the state. As always, you can dial 211 to find the cooling center nearest you. The protocol will last until Wednesday. In developing news out of Bristol tonight, 2 adults have been charged in the death of a 2-year-old child. Police tell Fox 61 they've been investigating this since January, when the toddler was reported to have fallen down a flight of stairs. Investigators eventually determined the child had been physically abused for some time, resulting in death. 21-year-old Aaliyah Almodovar was arrested last week. 24-year-old Luis De Jesus was arrested today. Both are charged with risk of injury and cruelty, while De Jesus faces additional charges of manslaughter and assault.
An investigation tonight into a teacher at the New England Jewish Academy in West Hartford. That teacher has been arrested. He's accused of sexually assaulting a student. Police and the Department of Children and Families say they've launched an investigation into 47-year-old Roger Katz. Someone reported he had touched a juvenile student. Cass was arrested yesterday and was arraigned this morning on several charges.
I laid it all out. And every single day I'm surrounded by good docs. If they think there's a problem, I promise you, or even if they don't think it's a problem, they think I should have a neurological exam again, I'll do it. But no one's suggesting that to me now.
Well, just moments after President Biden ended that hour-long press conference, Connecticut Congressman Jim Himes released a statement on social media, becoming the first of this state's delegation to publicly call on the president to drop out of the 2024 race.
Himes joined the growing list of elected Democrats expressing concerns, though, and urging Biden to step aside. Fox 61 political reporter Emma Wolforst is with us now in studio. So, Emma, does this have any impact on the presidential race right now?
Well, Sarah, Brent, the political analyst analysts I spoke to today tell me it's really all about your perspective and how voters and fellow Democrats choose to look at last night's press conference and Biden's performance. You can see Biden with full, fluid command of foreign policy issues and decades of experience, or you could focus on flubs like calling Vice President Harris Vice President Trump. But experts say they believe this phase of doubt will pass as we look to the upcoming Republican and Democratic conventions.
Thank you, everybody.
Minutes after President Biden concluded his solo press conference Thursday night, this statement from Connecticut Congressman Jim Himes, encouraging Biden to step away from his 2024 campaign for the White House.
We are watching every speech, every rally, every debate, and saying, how did he do today? And that's just not the way to think about the presidency of the United States.
Biden addressing concerns from Democrats at Thursday's press conference, speaking about his own experience in the U.S. Senate, saying he understands where down-ballot candidates are coming from.
If they think that, running with Biden at the top is going to hurt them, then they're going to run away. I get it.
Do you think that this could be an indication from Himes he feels Connecticut Democrats in the 4th District don't want him to support Biden anymore?
Actually, I think it's much more of an indication of how donors are feeling. He's not worried about his reelection. He's worried about donors for other congressional races and the fear that a Biden and Biden-Harris ticket is possibly dragging them down.
Himes not alone in his concerns, but McLean believes the focus on Biden's communication and public performances is doing a disservice to his campaign.
It is taking up all of the oxygen and diverting a lot of attention from the kinds of things that Donald Trump has been saying. That's also an indication of the way we look at politics today. We look at the personalities, and we're not really focusing that much on the issues.
It's tough for every time he stands up and he talks about the importance of NATO and working with our allies to keep us all safe, people start asking him about debate performance and mental competence. I think he demonstrated what he can do last night. I think that was a good thing, but it does make running a campaign pretty tough.
McLean says as the conventions draw closer, though, he thinks this phase will pass, especially if Biden's team can show hard proof he has the numbers to beat former President Trump.
I think Biden and his team could really dissuade a lot of the challenges, among the Democratic elected officials who are asking these questions, if they could actually come forward with this evidence that Biden would be able to win.
And McLean also pointing out to me today the chaos Biden dropping out of the race this late in the game could really cause. He says right now, despite these concerns about performance, Democrats are actually pretty unified behind Biden and their messaging, but removing the top of the ticket will throw that into disarray. Important to note here, too, Himes, along with many other Dems who are calling for Biden to drop out of the race, have not named who they would nominate in his place. Sarah, Brent.
All right, Emma, thank you. Well, the Waterbury State's Attorney's Office says the force used by a group of officers during a stolen car arrest Thursday morning was justified.
A video of the incident has been circulating on social media. Some people are upset by what they saw.
Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc has more from the lot where this all went down on Wolcott Street.
We're about to show you some of the body camera video from the incident in this parking lot yesterday morning, and we want to warn you it might be disturbing for some, but ultimately the state's attorney says the actions of the officers were justified and the mayor is standing by them.
They wildin'. Yo! He's wildin'.
This video continues to circulate online, showing Waterbury police officers struggling and fighting with the man Thursday morning.
It was all over social media. All you see is just cops royally destroying this dude.
And people like Zach Vicenze are weighing in.
It looked like, honestly, it was too excessive. Like, I understand you're supposed to pin him down, but you have like 5, 10 officers. Most of them are either bigger than him or about the same size, so it's kind of redundant.
Waterbury Mayor Paul Pernaruski Jr. saw it too, asking the state's attorney to review it and the body camera video of responding officers.
The state's attorneys determined that the amount of force used was completely appropriate under the circumstances.
Police say it all started just before 10:30 a.m. when they got a call from a woman who recognized her stolen car near Wolcott Street here in Waterbury. Police say in that car was 44-year-old Jose Belito Rosado. The woman confronted him and got the car back when police caught up with him in this parking lot and attempted to arrest him. Get on the ground! Body camera video shows the struggle between him and the officers, and police pointing to this moment.
Stop reaching for my gun! Stop reaching for my gun!
Where they say Belito Rosado's hand made its way to an officer's gun, pulling the protective cover of the holster off.
I think if you're looking at just that one piece of the video, there might be concerns that are raised, but when you see the full extent of the video and you see what was really going on there, I don't see how you can come to a different conclusion other than the officers acted completely appropriately.
The mayor says 2 of the officers walked away with injuries, one of them bitten by Belito Rosado, a convicted felon who police say was in possession of a crack pipe with an outstanding warrant.
Our police officers are out there every day doing a very difficult, dangerous job. I think this video shows how dangerous that job can be in a matter of seconds, and I just want to commend them for the job they do every day, and particularly in this incident.
Now, Belito Rosado remains in the hospital tonight with injuries. He was arraigned from his hospital bed on multiple charges this afternoon, and his bond was set at $350,000. In the meantime, we're also hearing from the police chief, who is commending the actions of his officers as well for keeping themselves and the public safe. We are in Waterbury. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Hi, Julia, thank you. Also in the Brass City today, a woman faced a judge over accusations of animal cruelty. At the same time, outside the courtroom, animal rights advocates gathered calling for charges to be upgraded from a misdemeanor to a felony. 29-year-old Kadisha Wilson is accused of leaving 2 dogs malnourished locked in an abandoned car. She was arrested in June. The dogs were rescued, but one since passed away. Advocates today saying there needs to be harsher penalties for animal abuse.
Shadow is another victim of animal abuse, okay? And animal abuse, again, is connected to child abuse, domestic violence, and we have to do better to protect the innocent, and we're just not doing it.
The laws need to change, and the lawmakers need to be aware that people are serious about this.
Now, Wilson is charged with 2 counts of animal cruelty. Today, the judge continued her case to August to allow more time for discovery.